Hey, physics students. We're going to do a little lab that is called in your pacing guide the round object lab. Now, you're going to do this at home all by yourself. So let me tell you what you're going to need. You're going to need some round objects. I just have a couple things here to demonstrate with you. Anything will do. Things that are like cylinders, this is round, but it's also like flat. So you could say this is cylindrical. Tape. Uh, and those will probably be the easiest things for you to deal with. You could also use spherical objects. This is this is the four ball from a little like toy pool table. I don't remember where I got this, I guess from a toy pool table. So things like that will work. And here's what I want you to do. I want you to take two measurements for each one of these objects. So for example, let's say you're starting with your roll of tape. You're going to take, oh, wait a minute. What are you going to measure with? So before, we're going to be measuring lengths of things. So you'll need a device to measure lengths of things. Here's one. This is a ruler. And this one has inches on the one side and centimeters on the other. I bet somewhere in your house you have a ruler. If you don't have a ruler, then there's a chance that somewhere in your house you have one of these. This is measuring tape. They typically in our country only have inches. That's fine. I don't really care. I'm going to let you decide whatever units you want to use. There we go. So this one has inches, no centimeters. That's fine as long as you use the same units for everything. Other options, there could be like a yardstick around somewhere. And there could be, if there's anybody who does sewing in your house, then there could be one of those strips. It's basically like a soft, flexible cloth kind of meter stick, something like that. If you really can't find anything, then, well, you're going to have to get creative. If you have a printer, you could probably find like a printable ruler. If that still doesn't work, then you could find something else that you have a bunch of, like, for example, pennies. If you have enough pennies, then you could measure something in pennies and just say, well, it's like 2.5 pennies long. That's fine, as long as you use the same units for everything. If you're really stuck, let me know. All right. So what do I want you to do? I want you to take each one of the round objects and I want you to take two measurements. I want you to measure the distance around it. Some people call that the circumference of it. And I want you to measure the distance across it. And just in case you're wondering, across with a T on the end is not a word. Across is a word. Across is not a word. I don't know why it bugs me a lot. People say like math words. That's not really math. No. So we're going to measure across this. If I were using the centimeters on this ruler, I think I could do that fine just by kind of laying it on there. I could use my measuring tape. And do it that way, line up at the beginning. Or if I don't like that right at the beginning, start at 2 and just figure it out. Make sure you're measuring across the fattest part of it so you're really getting the, oh, sorry. I'm not even measuring. Yeah, I am measuring. This is the diameter. Did I say some people call this the circumference? That is untrue. Sorry about that if I did say that. We're measuring across this, so that is the diameter. If you want to measure all the way around it, then that is the circumference. And that's a little tricky. Depending on the object you have, you can make like a little mark on it, or maybe it has some kind of distinguishing feature there. Like I could start, there's a little, let me make it a little darker. I can draw on this. So you see that little line there? I could start that here at a certain spot on my ruler. This is a mirror image, a little acting my coordination. So I could do that. and then roll it out, being super careful not to let it slip. That's going to mess things up, and hope that I didn't slip, and then hope it's long enough, and then see where that mark comes back down again. That's one way to do it. If that doesn't work, or you don't like that method, you could take a piece of string and hold the string in one spot on your round object, and then wrap it around, and then mark the place on the string where it made it back. And then you have, there's your distance across there, and then you just have to lay that down next to your ruler or your measuring tape or whatever you got. And that's it. I would like you to do that, to take those measurements, the measurement of the diameter, distance across, and circumference, distance around, for 7 different round objects. I am sure you can find 7 round objects. The more that you can find a variety of sizes, like if you do 7 different cans of tuna fish, for example, that's not going to be good because they're all the same size. So you want to have some things that are smaller, some things that are bigger, some things that are much bigger, some things that are much smaller. As much as you can vary the size of those, the better. And then I would like you to make a data table of what you found. So your data table is going to have the diameter and the circumference, 2 columns. And we'll talk more about the details of that pretty soon. Tomorrow you're going to see how to write up a lab video that I'm going to make you, and I'll talk a little bit about column headings and all that kind of stuff then. But for now, just get all that data into a table. And let's see, what else do I want to tell you? And while you're at it, you can go ahead and make a graph using Logger Pro or Graphical Analysis 4, depending on whether you're using your own computer or a Chromebook. And you'll have that. So that's your assignment for the lab so far, to collect the data, 7 round objects, vary the size as much as you can, and make your data table, make a graph, and we'll go from there. All right. See you later.